Hello, my friends. So today I have a um, very well, I'm saying important, but may not be important to you. But from my side, I have an important message to share with you. And this is, in a way, the next chapter of my life. I just returned from a very wonderful pilgrimage in the Indo Tibetan border. And I had a lot of time to go to various monasteries and also a lot of time to reflect and a lot of time to meet some luminaries uh, or influencers, we might say, in both the world of science and the world of spirituality. And I came back with a commitment to myself. And the commitment to myself, and I'm sharing it with you, is that I am going to, in this phase of my life, pursue something that my entire life I've been leading up to. And that is a reformation or renaissance for both science and spirituality. And what I want to do is create a global Sangha or a forum, both online and offline, that starts with three things: Seva, service; Sangha, community; and Sadhana, spiritual practice. And I want to create an ecosystem starting with New York, but spreading across the world for a deeper understanding of the nature of reality, the deeper understanding that could liberate us from existential suffering, but also a deeper understanding of where science and spirituality come together, why they need a reformation, and also the limitations of both the spiritual and the scientific approach to understanding reality. Because both spirituality as practiced right now to some extent, but also as explained now right now, spirituality has limitations, and so does science. So if we create a global movement for this reconciliation, this renaissance, and we actually start creating people who are knowledgeable in this new paradigm, and also who are good examples of what they know or understand. The ultimate goal, of course, is not only um, to get rid of, to the extent we can, um, get rid of human suffering, but also to help create a critical mass for a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier world. So let me share with you my thoughts, and I'd love your feedback as well. So, science is a very powerful tool for understanding the natural world. It is based on certain assumptions, however, that limit its scope. And the most fundamental of these assumptions is what we might call the subject object split, which is an artificial divide between the observer and the observed. The divide is so deeply ingrained in our culture and has led to a reductionist view of the world, particularly in science, where everything is seen as separate and distinct from everything else. Furthermore, science assumes matter to be the ontological primitive. But matter is a word invented by humans for our species specific perceptual activity in consciousness. No one has ever experienced a substance called matter. Instead, what we experience are our personal perceptual activities. As I said, these are species specific, and science is based on, therefore, what is called naive realism, which is the belief that the picture of the world we see is the look of it, when in reality it is only a human look and a very species-specific look, and yet we call it objective reality. On the other hand, spirituality and religious doctrine are also incomplete in that in their current form, they are earth-centric and view God as the creator, which is a human-centric view for a species only on this planet, as far as we know, Homo sapiens. This perspective limits our understanding of the universe, which is vast and contains, now we are being told, possibly billions of habitable planets in 2 trillion galaxies. So, in my view, and that of many wisdom traditions, the ground of all being is, of course, pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is a field of infinite possibilities where everything is entangled and where everything is self-organizing and self-evolving. It is the root of all experience. It is the root of all experience in every species, in every knower and every form of knowing. Consciousness is fundamental. Without cause, it is spaceless, timeless, formless, infinite, incomprehensible. You've heard me say this before, and maybe you're tired of it. And yet, this incomprehensible, infinite, formless, fundamental reality makes all things perceivable and knowable. But you, as consciousness, are neither perceivable nor conceivable. I therefore believe that only consciousness can be conscious, and that nothing perceivable or conceivable is inherently or independently conscious. Biological organisms, including human beings, are not conscious, but we are an experience in fundamental consciousness. This is a very important point. Even the brain is not conscious. It is a construct experienced in consciousness. Memories, for instance, are not in the brain, but exist as potential in consciousness. Only when memories are actualized do we see the neural correlates in the brain, which are experienced in consciousness. So, putting all this together, both science and spirituality need to undergo a reformation or renaissance to better understand the nature of reality. Science needs to move beyond its reductionist view of reality. Spirituality needs to move beyond its earth-centric view and embrace the vastness of the universe, which contains billions of habitable planets. And ultimately, both science and spirituality, after all, are seeking the same truth. And it is only by working together that we can achieve a more complete understanding of the nature of reality. So, why bother? Why bother? What if matter is not matter? How does that change things? What if matter is part of the dreamscape? Does it matter that matter is not material? And does it matter that every perceivable and conceptual entity is in reality an illusion, a moving, transient illusion? Does it matter? What does this have to do with issues like birth and death, with issues like reincarnation, if that exists, or recycling, with multi-dimensions, with other lokas or locations in space-time as part of the dreamscape? What does this have to do with what we could say our onward journey into different dimensions of space-time, lokas, dreamscapes, and our ability to reconstruct our bodies, extend our health span, and also reconstruct our experience of the universe? If this idea appeals to you, let's pursue it, both as a new paradigm, but also as a practical way to address existential dilemmas, such as what's our true identity? Does the divine exist? And what is the meaning of death? Are there other dimensions? And do we as awareness have a journey not only across the fabric of space-time, but that which is beyond the fabric of space-time, in which are constructed the dreamscapes that appear as locations in space-time, in the world of causality. I find this a very worthy endeavor right now in my particular stage of life. If you like the idea, we can start, and we'll start right here in New York City, and then slowly expand it both online and offline as global communities, starting with Seva, service, Sangha, community, and Sadhana, deep spiritual practice, going beyond going beyond the conventional practices that have brought us this far, but engaging very deeply in reflective inquiry, looking at the limitations of rational thought and the capacities of the human brain, and how we can go beyond those and enter the realm at all times of infinite possibilities. Let me know your thoughts.